Hey guys, Mike from Buckets here. Was on the road a bit last week, traveling down in California, and so didn't have a chance to do any videos last week. But I'm back here in Seattle in the office and ready to jump back into things. Today we're going to be starting a video series on perhaps one of our most robust features in Buckets, and that is our notifications platform. Our notifications have a lot more options than most things you're going to find in the market. And the reason for that is because in the 15 plus years that we have kind of working in the general technology field and working in a lot of project management platforms, we found a lot of notifications that were very one size fits all, and we sort of kind of made systems around that. But we saw that one size fits all for notifications can be very problematic, and that is because when you're in a collaboration environment, you naturally have team members in very different roles that have very different needs as to what they need to be alerted to. Example, let's say that you have a team of 5 people and a manager. Okay, the 5 people might be in execution type roles specifically, right? When you're in an execution role, you need essentially kind of like bare information, the bare essential information to get you from point A to point B, and anything beyond that starts to become noise that gets in the way and becomes a distraction. So you want things that are specific to you, maybe specific to a task or specific to a small team. But if you're being told what's happening over here on this other side of the project, it could become really problematic. Also, there could be types of actions that mean something to you. So comments might mean something to you, but the alerts that come with someone creating a new card with checklists and notes and stuff like that, that might not mean anything to you, and you kind of want to just be alerted to the end result of when it says, "Hey, Mike, heads up, here's a new task for you." So that's one end of the spectrum. The other side of things is if you're in a management role, you tend to want to get a very large scope view as to what is going on, because you're looking at things from an entire project perspective. You might be managing multiple teams. You might be managing multiple projects for that matter. So you naturally are probably going to need more notifications because you need to know what's going on in a broader scope. One of the downsides of that is that the broader the scope you get, the more notifications you get, and you can get overburdened with the amount of notifications that you're receiving. And so having some type of escalation between notification types can be very important, because I might want to sort of passively see what is going on, but then I want to be alerted to something specific to me. Think of it like your Facebook feed, for example. There's a lot of just nonsense that you will find in your Facebook feed, and we kind of all tend to sort of scroll through it like zombies. But when someone that we know posts new pictures, we want maybe to be alerted to that, or maybe someone tags us in a photo that we were in. We want to be alerted to that as well. So similar thing here, where we might want to passively know what our teams are doing and be able to scroll through it. But then when there's something that's a blocker that's waiting on you, or it's like, "Hey, Mike, I need feedback on this specific task in order to proceed," or, "Hey, I need these questions answered," I need that to sort of like rise to the top so that I can see that. So we've put all these things into motion and created a very robust notifications platform. It's going to probably take a couple videos for us to go through it all. I think jamming it all into one video would probably not be to everyone's benefit. So let's hop in here. So the notifications are up here in the right-hand corner of our user interface. You can go ahead and click on them, and you'll see notifications from your fellow team members here. If you are involved in a team in Buckets that is very active, you might see a lot of notifications. If you guys are just getting into Buckets and you're exploring what features you're using, and communication at this point is minimal still, you might not have as many notifications. Over time, I find that people that put more and more of their task management within buckets, their notifications tend to grow. And that's where we can change a lot of settings to make sure that as they grow, we properly shape them into what is important to us. But let's go through the basic functionalities of notifications. Notifications will automatically pop in as they come in. We have a few features that you can do. You can dismiss a notification. You can reply to a notification, if it's a comment, that is. You'll see it come in right there. You can also lock a notification down here. So the reason for the locks is because I think that there are two effective ways to process your notifications when you come in the morning or when you've been away for a couple hours and whatnot. One way is to go one by one and actually just clear notifications. So it's like, okay, I've read that one, there's nothing for me to do here. Okay, I've read that one, nothing for me to do here. And you can go one by one. And if you only have 12 notifications every time you come back to your computer, maybe because you're in an execution role with very specific notification rules, that's probably going to work best for you. If you're in a management role, though, where you need to quickly absorb 100, 150 notifications when you come in the morning, what I find for myself as a good strategy is I actually just scroll through the notifications, and when I see something that I need to come back to, I go ahead and lock it. Okay, and so I go and I scroll through and I might have 8 notifications that are locked because they are specific things that I need to come back to. Next to your notifications count, we have this thing called clear all notifications. What that's going to do is it's going to give you a fresh start and clear all the notifications, and as new ones come in, it'll be notification 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. The one set of notifications that it will not delete, though, are the ones that are locked. So you can kind of come at it from two different sides, deleting them one by one or just locking them as you go and then doing a mass clear, which again is something I definitely recommend to you, at least trying, if you are someone that has a ton of notifications. So what dictates what notifications I am receiving? Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Up here in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a gear. If we click the gear, you're going to see notification subscriptions. You'll see system notification subscriptions, custom notification subscriptions. Let's take a really quick look at both of those, and then we will focus in on just system notifications for today. So system notifications, these are more like general rules of general things, types of things that I want to receive a notification around, and I can toggle these on and off, and I go through all these, and we'll get into what they are in specifics here in a sec. Then you also have what we call custom notifications, and custom notifications have very specific rules as to what you want to be notified of, and they can get as granular as you want to make them. We've really made it into a robust set of rules that you can set. You can have notifications for a specific person within a specific project, or a specific person within a specific card even. You can have notifications coming in when certain keywords are detected. You can have certain keywords, but for certain types of actions only. You can sort of cross-pollinate things any which way that you like, and that's something that we're going to go into great detail in once we get into that part of the video, which will be in the next video as we go into the advanced features. But for today, trying to learn the basics, let's focus on system notifications. So in system notifications, you have it's split up into two sections. You've got project notifications and card notifications. The key aspect to understand here is what turning on and off these, or turning these specific notification types on and off, what that means. So project notifications. What these are going to refer to is that if you are a member of the project, then you're going to be notified of these actions. So example, project member updates. These are not necessarily when you as a project member are updated. So for instance, like if I am upgraded to an admin of a project, that's something that in theory, you could think about it and be like, oh, that's what that means. No, what it means is that the team around you, do you want to be alerted when Tom over here is upgraded to an admin of a project, or do you want to be alerted when a third party is invited into the project, not when you are invited? Because no matter what, pretty much, you are going to receive notifications regarding those things that relate to you. You're going to receive emails, things like that. This is kind of more for being aware of what's going on around you. Similar mindset for how the card notifications work. So if I have the member added, removed from a card turned on, this has to do with I'm already a member of the card, so I have to be on a card for these card notifications to apply. So that means my avatar needs to be on this card. There could be 100 cards on a project. I'm only going to be alerted to the ones where I am currently a member of the card. Okay, and if I have this one turned on for member added, removed from the card, I'm going to be made aware of when someone else has put on the card or someone else has taken off the card. Similarly, for notes, checklists, comments, when there's new checklist items, I'm going to be made aware. When there's new notes added to a card that I'm a part of, I'm going to be made aware. New comments, when attachments are added, labels, reminders. When you first join Buckets and create your first couple projects, by default, your notification settings are going to have all of these turned on. And when you're a brand new team in Buckets, there tends to be a lot less usage of all the different ways that you can use Buckets. There might not be a lot of communication happening in there yet. You might use checklists or you might not use checklists. You might find the power of that down the line. You might start adding attachments and having this be sort of your go-to spot for where you have important files down the line. Labels might be something you incorporate down the line. Reminders might be something that you incorporate down the line. As you use more and more things in Buckets, that's going to create more and more notifications in theory. And so as a result, you're going to be receiving more total notifications, and you're going to find that certain things are more important to you than others. You might want to know about all the comments on a card that you're a part of, but someone throwing on a PDF file might not be something that's mission critical to you, and you're wanting to keep the notifications manageable and keep them relating to things that are important to you. So as your team within Buckets grows, as the usage of Buckets grows in all sorts of different ways, I definitely suggest that everyone go inside of these system notification rules and sort of start to tweak them so that it's specific to the items that mean something to you. These are the actual settings that I have in mine, and as you see, I have almost everything turned off. Why is that? And that is because I am a big user of what we call custom notifications. I've turned most of these off for the purposes of today's demo. Most of the time, almost all of these are turned on, but I have a set of specific rules for specific teams, for specific team members, specific types of tasks, keywords, etc., that really have made it granular for me to see specifically the type of notifications that mean something to me. And I'm involved in a lot of projects in Buckets with a lot of team members, and it really is the difference between me coming into 200 meaningful notifications that I can whittle down quickly to 10 or 15 actionable items versus me coming into like 1,000 or something like that. So as you continue to grow in Buckets, I think the custom notifications can really mean more and more to you. But that feature in itself is definitely a full day's video. So we're going to jump into that tomorrow. Hopefully this has given you a better basic understanding of not only how to use notifications, but how to tweak them to your needs. And we will continue that on tomorrow's video so that we can go into greater depth and get into custom notifications and some advanced use case scenarios. So until tomorrow, that's going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys for watching.